Sheriff is not my first name. But I just want to introduce the people that are behind me here. To my far left is Chief Greg Bartz, California Highway Patrol. Chief Wolf. We have Captain Sean Morris from the Humboldt office. We have Sergeant Gabe Parker here from California Highway Patrol, and Chief Brian Ahern behind me. Okay, all the agencies here were represented, and so this is the county jurisdiction, and so that's why I'm leading this press conference here today. So when everyone's ready, we can go ahead and get started. Everyone's ready? Okay. At approximately 10:47 this morning, the California Highway Patrol received a 911 call from a reporting party that indicated there was a person that was walking on Hyndon Road near Miller Road here in unincorporated area of Arcata Bottoms, who was described as a white male adult in his 30s, leather jacket, and in possession of a firearm. The California Highway Patrol immediately dispatched units to this area. They requested assistance from the City of Arcata Police Department, and units arrived on scene at approximately 1100 hours this morning. They looked in the area, and approximately 11:05 located the suspect, matching the description, black leather jacket, white male adult, 30s, in the area of Mad River Road, approximately the 1000 block. They exited their vehicles and they contacted the subject, who was armed with a firearm. And at that point in time, they tried de-escalation techniques. They tried to speak with this person. This person ignored the commands and the instructions to drop the firearm. They then followed this subject on Mad River Road into the 1100 block, at which time the suspect brandished a firearm. An officer-involved shooting then occurred, and the suspect was down. They took him into custody. Immediately life-saving efforts were performed. Emergency medical services were dispatched. Fire paramedics were on scene, transported the subject to a hospital, and the suspect was pronounced dead at approximately 11:57 this morning at an area hospital. The CERT policy, Critical Incident Response Team protocol, was initiated at that point in time, which is a multi-agency investigative team that the county has set up. And the Sheriff's Office is the lead, with a co-lead of the District Attorney's Office. Agencies, Eureka Police Department, Arcata Police Department, Riadel, California Highway Patrol, and Ferndale, and also the Department of Justice, are all involved in the investigation and are here on scene investigating this. And at this point in time, we're not going to release a whole lot of information because we don't know a whole lot of information. There's a lot of personnel that need to be interviewed. There's evidence that needs to be collected. And in the coming days, we'll be able to provide information, we'll be able to provide more information to you regarding this incident. And so that's pretty much it right now. We do not know the identity of the suspect at this point in time. The coroner's office will be conducting that investigation, and we will be releasing the name as soon as we have that, and next of kin is notified. Okay, so I'm able to take some brief questions at this point in time. Dad?
Do you know how many officers fired the weapon?
It's still under investigation at this point in time, but there were several officers on scene, both from the California Highway Patrol and Arcata Police Department.
Or how many times the suspect was hit?
It's still under investigation. Dad?
Witnesses at the scene today, this morning, told us that the suspect was walking with a firearm and hip holster.
That is correct. Yes, a handgun was the firearm.
And then at some point he threw that and brandished it?
Yes. Sir?
Do you have any update on when the road will be reopened and when residents who live in the area will be able to go back to their homes?
It's a good question. This is a one-way in, one-way out roadway. We understand that there is an inconvenience. Right now, it's important that we collect evidence and preserve evidence. So it's going to be here for several hours. We are trying to facilitate kids coming home from school, and so we are making that available. We'll find a way for people to get home and to get around that crime scene.
When was the roadway closed?
Roadway was closed at around probably 11:20 this morning. That,
And from what we heard from witnesses, it sounds like the first contact was some ways down the road. Do you know about how long, both in, I guess, distance and
Yes.
in time, the officers were contacted, this kind of interaction took place
Yes.
before the shooting?
yes, the interaction occurred over 15 minutes, and I would say at least a quarter mile. So officers were engaging, trying to speak with them the entire time.
And do you know if any less than lethal force was used at any point?
So there was less lethal on scene, and how that was used is still under investigation.
Sheriff, there's questions regarding the involvement of this and the connection to earlier pursuits in the area. Can you comment on that?
Yes, so we do not believe that they are connected. We do not believe this is the same subject, but it's still under investigation. The identity of the suspect has not been confirmed yet. So.
How many officers were on the scene in tracking down the individual?
Man, I don't know the exact number, but it's more than 5.
Right.
So,
And apologies if you said this in the earlier remarks, but was CHP the first agency on scene?
yes. And Arcata was close behind. All right. Is there anything else, Chief, that you would like to say?
No.
Okay. All right.
Any questions?
Yep. Any questions for anyone else? What we'd like to do right now is take you guys down to the scene and stay behind the tape. Obviously, we don't want to ask questions of any of the investigators right now. They're involved in the investigation, but we'll allow you to take pictures at the scene at that point in time. Okay.